We are ready to get writing our all about stories. We have done so much planning, but that is so important because that's going to make our writing piece so much easier. So you are going to need your plan, the one you did the last couple days. So you know what topic you're writing about, what each chapter is going to be called, and then what type of writing you're doing for each one of your chapters. So today we are only going to write chapter 1. Now, when I say chapter 1, I don't know if I'm going to leave mine in this order. When I actually make my book, I might change them around. So you don't have to pick. My first one was Zoom doing a narrative story. You don't have to do that one today. Just pick one of yours to do today. And you're going to do it on a different piece of paper. So I'm going to keep everything in my notebook. I'll just go to the next blank page. But you can use a plain piece of paper if you want. Just make sure you don't lose it. I'm sorry, but if you tell me, Mrs. Young, I lost my writing, what should I do? Guess what I'm going to say? Do it again, because no one has an excuse not to turn this in. You've got to stay organized. Okay. All right. So next step, get going. I'm going to do my narrative story for Zoom. I am just going to start with that one. So I'm going to go to a brand new page and I am going to write Zoom. This is going to be my first chapter, and I will put the date on mine. You can put, well, you can put the date on yours, whatever the date is on the day that you're doing this. It's not that date, right? Whatever date that it actually is. Okay, so then you're just going to go ahead and write your piece. Now, this is a draft, so pictures are not necessary. If you decided to do a diagram, which would be a labeled picture, you do not need to do a very, very detailed one. Do a quick, kind of sloppy sketch because we are going to be copying this into our books later. So this could be your young author's book. So if you make mistakes, you can just cross them off. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to write mine and I'll be back in just a flash. All right. All right. I got it written. So I decided to make a list within my story just because it made sense as I was writing it. So this isn't technically a list, but there is a list within my story. And it is 2 pages long because I just needed more room to write what I was going to say. So I'll read it to you quickly and then you can get started. I use Zoom every day. I teach my students math and reading on Zoom. To keep everyone on track and engaged, we have Zoom rules. 1, no eating. 2, you must be sitting up and properly clothed, so dressed, like not shirtless. 3, find a quiet learning space. 4, mute if it's noisy at your house. 5, cameras on, or at least, let's say cameras must be on, or at least be able to answer questions right away. And then 6, be on time and prepared. At the beginning of the year, we had a problem with someone coming on our Zoom and cussing. It was very upsetting. Remember that? Boo. I emailed the parents so they would could help keep an eye out on 4th to 6th grade aged boys who are doing it. I also changed our passcode. Another thing I do now is if someone tries to enter and I don't recognize the name, I mute all permanently until the new person shows their face. Safety first. So there's so much more I could have said about Zoom, but I wanted to stick to a story. I kind of stuck to our story about a problem that we had and why we have norms. So there we go. Done. That's all you're going to do for the day is write one of your chapters. Okay. So go pick one of your chapters. And now that I have that done, I actually am going to put a little check mark beside it. All right. Go write your chapter. See ya.